Sometimes we go through perplexities. I just don't understand this. I'm not sure why God did this way. He didn't come through the way I thought he would. Why didn't he answer? And we end up not understanding. And a mature faith is this. You trust God even when he's beyond your understanding. Now, the Bible tells us he's beyond our understanding, doesn't it? His ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are greater than our thoughts. So we understand that God is bigger than us, right? I mean, if we could fit God in our mind, how small is God? So we understand God by faith. Through faith, we understand. Hebrews 11, verse 3, I think it says that. We understand God by faith, but we don't understand all there is to know about God. That's a greater revelation. And sometimes God's providence, God's sovereignty, how he does things, as the Bible says, is past finding out in this life. Deuteronomy says the secret things belong to God. The secret things belong to God. And so there are perplexities. Have you ever been perplexed? I prayed that God would change him. I asked God to heal my child. It doesn't happen the way you think. Somebody that's immature, that's it. I'm done. Their faith is shipwrecked. We need mature faith. That even when we don't understand him, we'll still trust him. Job said, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Trust him. I guarantee you, if you walk with the Lord long enough, God's going to do something that's going to throw you for a loop. Challenge your faith. You'll wonder, they call it the betrayal factor, right? I love God, I'm serving God, I'm faithful to God, and, this is my portion. God, you've let me down. You didn't come through. Your promises weren't true for me, and you have a sense of that it didn't work out for you. And one time or another, you're going to have to work through that and press through that and get to the end of the Lord, who will be good to you and will show himself mighty and strong to you, and that his promises are true. And even when you don't understand him, you will trust him, and you will die in faith. Say, I don't understand everything there is to know about God, and he didn't do everything I thought he would do, but I do know this: I still love him. I am firmly persuaded that he is real. I'm on my way to heaven, and I am okay with that. I'm okay with that. So a mature faith is you trust him, and shall I say this, you love him, even though you don't understand him. Can you do that? Can you do that? Can you trust and love the Lord even though you don't quite understand him? Maybe you got that thorn in the flesh like Paul had. Asked the Lord 3 times for it to depart. He said, no, my grace is sufficient for you. My grace is sufficient for you. I'll give you daily grace to overcome this thing, so you overcome. And I do know this. The Bible says our sufferings, which are but for a moment, our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal way to glory. I want you to know that everything that you go through down in this life, every pain, every affliction, every suffering is seen by God, and you are literally storing up for yourself a future glory just for you. I tell you what, that encourages my heart. Because what's done down here is never wasted. Never wasted. A mature faith, you fight the good fight of faith. When your faith is threatened by doubt, you fight to maintain your faith. When your faith is threatened by unbelief, you fight to maintain your faith. You fight the good fight of faith. That's when you know you have a mature faith. You know what? I don't see the evidence. It's been a long time. The circumstances seem to be against me. There's been a death to the vision. The promises seemingly are not coming to pass. I'm doubting, but I will refuse to give into the doubt. I'm going to fight the good fight of faith. I'm going to maintain my faith. I'm going to keep believing the Lord. I'm going to keep trusting his word. I'm going to overcome. I'm going to endure. I'm going to persevere. And in the meantime, I'm going to rejoice in the Lord my God. That is a mature faith.